There's music out there that you don't even know is your favorite yet because an algorithm is stopping you from discovering it. I've got personal experience with this very dilemma. I used to have a YouTube channel where I would upload music reviews, and for the longest time, this was my main source of music discovery. I've had a lot of great stuff through reviewing music on that channel, but then eventually music kind of became a chore to me. You know, listening to music for the sake of reviewing it took all the fun away from listening to music. So I decided to stop. And with that, I lost my main source of music discovery. I was hoping that stopping would reinvigorate my love for listening to music, but for the longest time after, all I would do was just listen to like the pre-made mixes that Tidal would make for me. And honestly, like I wouldn't find anything like mind-blowingly new. The problem is that these algorithms already know what you like. So they're just gonna keep spoon-feeding you the shit that you already like because they wanna keep you on their platform. So if you're getting all your music from like these pre-made mixes and stuff like that and Discover weeklies, you're not gonna actually find anything that is truly outside of your comfort zone. You're in the wings of the mama bird, you know? You gotta fucking spread your wings and fly. Late last year, I started to get a little bit more intentional with my music discovery. And it started out pretty chill, but then since this year, man, I really have been like super tapped in to finding new stuff to listen to. Like it's become honestly one of my favorite hobbies, and I've developed a system. I've developed a foolproof system that you can use to discover brand new music on the daily, honestly, if you wanted to. I'm giving you 6 tips that you can use to discover brand new music and find the music that you don't even know you love yet. Tip number 1, all right, this one's kind of like a preliminary thing, all right? You gotta make it intentional, okay? If you want to find new music on your own, you gotta seek music on your own, okay? Mark Twain once said that nothing comes without effort. Okay, I don't think anyone said that actually. Even just spending 5 to 10 minutes a week trying to find new stuff to listen to will do wonders to your music taste. Explore music forum websites like Rate Your Music or Album of the Year. Look at like blogs and like publications, you know, Pitchfork and other ones that I can't think of. I would also say you have to set aside time to listen to albums front to back because honestly, there's gold in there. There are some hidden gems in every single album. Set a goal for yourself. This goal could be as ambitious as you want it to be. If you want to listen to a brand new album every single day, fucking have at it, dude. If you want to listen to one new album a week, that's fine too. Just set a goal and stick with it. My goal is to listen to 2 to 3 new albums each week. It works best for me, so that way I can constantly find new music while still keeping albums that I already enjoy in my rotation. Number 2, dive into discographies. This one may seem a little obvious, but honestly, you don't know how many times that I have had an artist where I was like, yeah, I like that one song, or I like that one album, and just have never listened to the rest of their discography. Find some artists that are like that for you. Elton John, for example. I obviously knew who this guy was, all right? I watched his movie back in the day, but I've never actually taken the time to like listen to his albums front to back throughout his entire discography. And I'm still working on it, I still haven't gone through it, but I have found some gems, dude. The Tumbleweed Connection, literally one of the best albums that I've heard in my life. It is an incredible album, and I would not have found that album if it wasn't for me diving through his discography, because quite frankly, that's not his most popular album. And this leads me to my next point, is that sometimes when you're diving into discographies, you'll find songs in someone's catalog that you would consider to be their best songs that aren't necessarily their most popular song. Jigsaw Puzzle by the Rolling Stones is on the same album as Sympathy for the Devil, and it gets overshadowed by that. But Jigsaw Puzzle, literally the best Rolling Stones song, one of the best songs I've ever heard actually in my life. And like honestly, if you love one album from an artist, chances are you'll probably like most of their other albums as well. I've been listening to Queens of Stone Age since I was in like high school, and like I've just never checked out the fucking self-titled album for like 8 years until last year I checked it out, and now it's like it's one of my favorite albums in my rotation right now. Like I listen to it like probably once every other week at the gym. It is incredible. Tip number 3, find connections. This might be hard to believe, but your favorite band does not exist in a vacuum. One of my favorite bands is Talking Heads. The bassist and the drummer have a spin-off band called Tom Tom Club. I'm really into Talking Heads. I'm probably gonna like Tom Tom Club, but it goes even deeper than that, okay? Talking Heads had 3 albums produced by Brian Eno. Brian Eno also worked with David Bowie. Through that connection, you can find Brian Eno, David Bowie, and then guess what? David Bowie produced Lou Reed and Iggy Pop, 2 other artists that you can check out that are connected to your favorite artists. And it goes deeper than that, honestly. Lou Reed, part of Velvet Underground, Iggy Pop is part of the Stooges. You can find connections anywhere as long as you just spend like 5 minutes digging into who your favorite band is and who they've worked with in the past. Look up who produced your favorite album. Chances are the reason why your favorite album sounds the way it sounds is because of the producer, so you're gonna like the other stuff that they've made. Phil Ek produced so many fucking incredible albums. He produced Modest Mouse, Unwound, Built to Spill. All those albums kind of have similar kind of sort of sounds to them, and a large part of that is because of Phil Ek. Look at who produced your favorite album. Look at what else they produced. There's also like a high likelihood that your favorite artist has like a side project or a solo project. Donald Fagen of Steely Dan has his own album, The Night Flight, which is on par with most Steely Dan albums. Literally like every single member of the Beatles has an album that is probably better than your favorite Beatles. Well, no. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you get what I'm saying. There's a lot of solo projects from the Beatles. And actually, All Things Must Pass is actually the best Beatles album. I'll say it, bro. I'll die on that hill. And speaking of the Beatles, number 4, the classics are classics for a reason. Or, you know, also things are popular for a reason. This might just be me thinking about this way because I have a background in like online music discourse. There's like this like weird push to like have your music taste be the most obscure thing in the fucking world, but it doesn't need to be that way. No one actually gives a shit if your favorite album is 2 Korean ladies screaming over an acoustic guitar. Like, that doesn't make you cool. That doesn't make you interesting. Okay, maybe it makes you a little bit interesting. Also, that album is pretty good, but just like no one gives a shit if that's your favorite album, no one gives a shit if your favorite album's like Discovery from Daft Punk. There's a reason why these albums are popular, right? So get out of your stupid little brain if you do. I don't know if everyone's like this actually, but get out of your brain that like you gotta stay clear of the path that everyone else is on. You gotta dive into artists that are considered the best of all time. The Rolling Stones. I have been listening to so much fucking Rolling Stones this year. I already know that they're gonna be my most listened to artists of the year. Like, it's only May, and it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. I can't stop listening to these guys. There's probably some list out there that's like the best artists of all time. Go find that list and like listen to the artists that are on that list. Pick any decade that you want. Go on Rate Your Music and look at like the highest rated albums of that decade and just listen to them. The 70s, I've been listening to a bunch of 70s music, and literally every single note is like crack, bro. I don't know what they were on. They were probably on so many drugs. It was the 70s, but it's all so good, man. And honestly, if someone is giving you shit because your music taste is too basic or not underground enough, then those people are missing out on blasting Deftones while the only light in the room is coming from your monitor as you write a 10-page paper about why AI can still feel like human, even though we already know that it's not human. All right, and that's an experience that you are going to want to experience at some point in your life, but you won't get to experience that if you're too afraid of being basic. Number 5, dive into genres. So remember when I said that you can go find the top albums of each year on Rate Your Music? Well, you can also do that by picking out genres. You can like literally just pick any random genre that you want to listen to and find the top rated albums and listen to those albums on that genre. Like, if there's a genre that you've been meaning to get into that you just haven't been able to, Rate Your Music is a great resource for this. It actually gets deeper than that because each genre has like 80 subgenres. If you're into jazz, but you want something a little bit more rock, you want like a rock jazz fusion, well, I got news for you, dude. There's like hundreds of albums that are on that rock jazz fusion tab that you can dive into. If you like hip hop, but you want something that's a little bit more, say, abstract, well, guess what? Abstract hip hop is a thing. I would actually guarantee you your favorite genre, name it, say it out loud right now. What's your favorite genre? Huh, that's, you know, would not expect that from you, but I guarantee you if you go to Rate Your Music, you look at like the top 50 albums in that genre, there's going to be some albums in that list that you've never heard of. Go listen to them. Number 6, Listen to music from other countries. This is a big one that's honestly kind of underrated. Earlier this year, I went to Korea. Low-key flex, humble brag. I wanted to get in the mood, dude. I went on Rate Your Music and I found lists of Korean artists. I didn't listen to any K-pop, I kind of stayed away from that, but I did find really good Korean folk artist and a really good Korean psychedelic band. Do you think about how like America and like the UK has like really good music coming out of it, but then you got to understand too that those are only 2 countries and there's like 173 or something countries in the world. There's music coming out of all of them. One of my favorite genres right now is MBP, Music Popular Brasilia, or something like that. It's all music that came out of Brazil and it's like really, really good, dude, especially now that it's like warming up, the sun's coming out. MVP is the vibe. Jorge Benjor, Hermaso Carlos, Milton Nascimento. I fucking butchered that. One of my favorite artists of all time is Fishmans, dude. And they're Japanese, man. I don't speak a single lick of Japanese, but still I connect with the music that these beautiful men are making. And finally, I know I said I was gonna give you 6 tips, but I got one special 7th tip for you, and that is just listen to music whenever you can, man. This is more of just like a lifestyle hack. You can listen to music when you're doing anything. When you're cleaning, when you're cooking, when you're working out, when you're working, when you're commuting. If I'm not speaking to someone, I'm probably listening to music. I even listen to music when I read. I hope you found this to be helpful. If you got some secret tips that you use to find new music that I didn't touch on, leave them down in the comments down below, all right? Let's share some secrets, guys. Let's whisper in each other's ears about how we find new music. Peace out, Buttercup. This is the last video that I'm filming in this room. I'm never gonna be in this room ever again starting on Saturday. I'm moving.